if you want to turn into the stereotypical bodybuilder that's bloated, covered in acne, and has gyno, then Dianabol is your drug of choice. Okay, so let's get started with the oral steroids. Let's start with Dianabol, the only oral steroid that actually metabolizes into methyl estradiol. I'm going to put it in F, but I'll let you guys talk
interesting.
first.
Okay.
It's,
you want to go?
Well, interesting, but I can see maybe why. In terms of like historically, if we look back at what was utilized as an oral anabolic, if you want to put it that way, that would have been the first choice. Is it today's first choice? Most definitely not. Does it do what it's supposed to do? I'd argue probably not, considering the aromatization aspect. Yes, will it put size on you? Yeah, if you want size, but is that muscle tissue size that you retain when it's stopped being used? Probably not. So yeah, I can see where you put a F. I probably lean into it a little bit, and in that sense, does it still serve some level of purpose? Maybe from this old school approach of front loading orals in, but again, you're front loading D-ball in to get a load of water retention that carries over to some level of strength. That I think there's other ways that it can be done than relying on D-ball.
Agree.
But in terms of like the first exposure that you get, a lot of 16 or 17-year-olds getting access to orals straight away. It's sort of like, oh, I'll take D-ball. But they're being sold D-ball on the premise of that whole thing of size, but the size is just bloat. So I think, I'd be somewhere between E and F. Has some merit, but I think there's better options.
I'll go with E as well, just for the simple fact that it's a class 2. So it's going to magnify a class 1 like Trenbolone. So it does have some use there. I mean, I would just take Anadrol instead. They're just a better drug. Yeah, and you got to give it some credit for being the first, right, anabolic steroid really for performance. Is it something that I think most people should use? No, it's just, most of it's fluid, glycogen.
Yeah. Did you guys ever experiment with injectable Dianabol? That seems to be hitting the market nowadays. Because there might, like, of course, you get a lot of, like, the intestinal tract has aromatase enzymes, right? So you get a lot of conversion of Dianabol into methyl estradiol when you take it orally. You can bypass that to a certain extent if you take it sublingually. Again, the non-conventional route that Kurt doesn't like. That's okay.
I'm old school. Just take the damn pills.
Yeah. So, but then you also have injectable Dianabol. Nowadays, it seems to be brewed in MCT oil, so you don't have the risk for inflammatory carrier oils that just wreck your health. I think at 50 milligrams per 1 milliliter, and that seems to be reasonably PIP-free as well. I never tried that. I tried injectable Anadrol many times. That was fucking legendary. You just can't get it right now. So I do think that injectable Dianabol would be E tier. I'm still going to put oral Dianabol in F tier because it's basically side effects in a tablet. So if you want to know which side effects you're going to get from steroids, then Dianabol is the one, right?
Yep.
Well, you get water retention to the blood, you get a nosebleed, and blood pressure shoots to the roof. Well, you get acne. Well, you get gyno. Hair loss you're not going to get from Dianabol because it converts into methyl estradiol. And even then, you might get other terrible side effects. So if you want to turn into the stereotypical bodybuilder that's bloated, covered in acne, and has gyno, then Dianabol is your drug of choice.
Not to mention
that's why it's F tier for me. But I can concede.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
I can concede and put it in E tier. That's fine because if I were to run Anadrol again, I would prefer to do injectable Dianabol.
Lower back pumps as well.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Gives you
I forgot
everything.
about that. Yeah, it's like a massive erection in your, in the back of your, and it doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. So I made a video about lower back pumps like 2 years ago or something on how to resolve it. And I remember I had it was either Anadrol or Dianabol. I had these lower back pumps which just wouldn't go away, right? From squats or hack squats and stuff. It just wouldn't go away. And one time I got so upset that I did reverse hyperextensions until I couldn't walk. So I did that after every leg workout for like 6 weeks, and then I never got lower back bumps again. I think I destroyed the tissue, or I just made so much space in between the muscle cells that it never got a lower back bump after that. But I couldn't walk. I couldn't fucking walk. I had to lay on the floor for an hour after that. I would just do hyperextensions and reverse hyperextensions until I destroyed the tissue.
It's one of the worst feelings you'll ever get, that sort of lower back pump, that no matter what you do, legs up, legs down, stretching, hanging, however much taurine or whatever else you want to throw into the system, just that lower back pump just doesn't go.
No.
So no.
Yeah.
Not for me.
So if you want to get rid of it, hyperextensions until it explodes. Yeah, just punish it. See, you want to be pumped? Here you go. There you go. Here's your pump. So no more Dianabol for me unless I want to grow my gyno even more, and then I'll just take oral conventionally. No sublingual administrations for the maximum amount of methyl estradiol production, and then let's see what happens. I'll probably turn into the Michelin Man.